Awesome. We are back. This is episode 14. I'm here with Matt and Laura Cali. They are branding photographers. And today we're going to go over some information about what is a best fit for maybe for the choice of imagery they might do for your product, whether you do photography, rendering, what's the upside, and let's go ahead and get started. So before we get into this, can you guys give me a little bit of information about yourselves and how you guys got into what you guys do and stuff like that?
Cool. Well, yeah, I've been doing this since high school and I absolutely love it. I specialize in brand building and portraits my whole life. I wanted to find a wife and business partner, and I absolutely lucked out by having,
Congratulations.
thank you. I totally lucked out by having my wife be my business partner and take care of all the things that I don't like, marketing, taxes, promotion, social media, scheduling. I get to show up, meet my clients, and make my clients look good. And she does all the stuff I don't like.
I do the
That's
fun
that's
part.
amazing.
So yeah, so the things he's talking about are fun for me. I like
Okay.
figuring out like the marketing, what's working, messaging, statistics, learning about what, things are changing like every day on
That's
social
that's amazing.
platforms.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it just dovetailed to what we wanted to do, and it's been working great.
That's
Yeah.
fantastic. So you guys don't know this, but my business partner is also my wife. So
Oh,
Oh,
I understand that dynamic duo, and I think it's great. It's great. And like you said, she does all the things that I don't like, as you
yeah.
put it. But
Nice.
again, it's a team, and
Yes.
what I'm good at, she covers my weaknesses or my whatever. I'm more of a action oriented, kind of just kind of take a lot of action without little thought. And she's very
Yes.
detail oriented, kind of catching the pieces before they hit the ground.
Nice. Smart.
so,
Perfect.
so yeah, it's good. You need to have a balance. So, okay, cool. So you guys are in California. You guys do photography. What kind of stuff, what would you say your perfect client is?
My perfect client is when somebody wants high quality images that get results. I had a great client a couple weeks ago who was promoting a skincare product. And so we did a really fun all day shoot, had a fantastic model and makeup artist and location, and the images were fantastic. She was thrilled. We do all kinds of shoots, or I do all kinds of shoots, but I'd say that's kind of my ideal client.
Awesome, awesome. I've worked with probably 100 brands in the last 10 years,
Oh, wow.
and I there's pros and cons. So I'm going to be very honest. I When I was selling my products, we were doing photography, but at the time, my photographer, the touch up was so expensive that doing the rendering was just cheaper and easier. So I will say that it's important that you have a good photographer that doesn't overcharge you for touch ups. I'm sure that I was being
Uh-huh.
overcharged. But when it is done correctly,
Yeah.
I think I like photography every time. My
Yeah.
father is a photographer, and
Oh, cool.
when he does good stuff, it is night and day compared to an AI rendering or a 3D rendering.
Yes.
Yeah.
exactly, exactly.
Okay, the power of photography. So, the authenticity and realism, the trust driver, the emotional connection. It talks about having a 15 to 30% conversion lift, which is a huge difference with products. What have you guys seen when doing photography in the sense of in results in the sales?
Yeah, so that's one of the reasons why we've been focusing more on branding, because I think what you put there is exactly what it is. So I think back when AI was being introduced and, we have stock images, I remember having a conversation with my husband saying, oh my gosh, is that there was like some friends of his who are photographers, like, we're going to go out of business. We're not going to have, enough clients. And the funny thing is, it actually has created a different effect. So it's exactly what you're saying. And I have like, I like statistics. So we have, it's, yeah, it's like on A/B test, you have a 35% higher, like the conversion rate lift. On the click-through boost, professional photos generate 41 more clicks than using amateur or stock images.
Wow.
And then on social media platforms, which is really big for like service-based, individuals, but really any business online, you have 2 to 3 times better social performance. If you have actually your images are generated by professional. So just as far as I think it's a business profitability, people just need to know the reality is, yes, AI images, stock images are easy to put together, but there is something that's missing in between what you're talking about. How authentic, is, like, should I trust this company? You have what, 3 seconds to get their attention on, social platforms, if. So it's like, what emotion is this image creating? Is it getting me to act and going to click the button? Or, so you're spot on. That emotional connection is what sells.
Yeah, and at the end of the day, we all have a soul and we're all spirits. And so an image that is created by a computer isn't gonna reach the person the way that an actual human being would. So that's kind of the bottom line of it.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, and then there's also the trust factor, like Laura was mentioning, is one of the things about spokespeople and putting their name to a product or a service is they're putting their name and face to it, and so they have some something invested in it. If you just have some AI generated spokesperson, it doesn't matter if the product's good or the service good or not. They don't have anything to lose because it's not real.
Absolutely. I work with a guy that does a lot of crazy stuff with AI, and right now, if you look closely at some of the AI images that are created, sometimes you'll see an extra finger, or sometimes you'll see like they jumble the text on the label. So it's definitely not doing any favors to the credibility of the product. I also would say that it's probably going to get to a point where people get sick of seeing fake things. They want to see real things. So I just wanted to touch on one thing you mentioned, which is click-through rate. And if you're on Amazon and you go to any keyword and you look here, click-through rate is basically impressions versus clicks. So how many times did you see the product before you clicked? And that percentage can be increased by using photography, is what you were saying. And it makes it so that your eye is gravitated towards it, creates emotional response, which leads to a click and gives the opportunity for a conversion, because the first goal is the conversion of the click. So
Yeah.
yeah, so I thought that was very good. Now, there are some upsides to rendering, and I do want to show that here in the next one, which is it was talking about the 3D product spins, as well as augmented reality, things like that. When you're on Carvana and you're buying a car online to try to avoid that salesperson, sometimes spinning the car is kind of cool. And so there are some things that can be done, and not all photographers are good photographers, and not all photographers are affordable. But when you have a photographer that is amazing, I do see a lift on my side, as well as it increases the wow factor.
Yeah.
So
Exactly.
so there's pros and cons to each.
Sure.
I think that when you're doing luxury products, doing a rendering is not the best idea. I think when doing luxury, photography is the way to go, because it's real. It creates an emotional response. And when you look, like, sometimes renderings make you look cheap, and it loses that luxury, loses that value. And so I think that photography is good in that way.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, like, for an example, like they both have a use case. I don't know if these are the best examples, but I do see that there is the photography is more real, and I think that let's see, conversion impact 15 to 30%, authenticity, lifestyle branding, trust building, hero shots, doing renderings with lifestyle images, like with fake people. That looks terrible.
Agreed.
Let's Let's see. Okay. So it says the winning strategy is the hybrid approach of both. But I think technology is it's important to use. In e-commerce, it's about test, test, test. So yeah, let me show you your website. If I was showing your website, where would be the best place for me to see some of the stuff that you guys have done?
Oh my gosh. Oh, this is so bad. I need to update my website so badly. Maybe go check out portraits.
Okay.
Yeah, so the top one on the top left, that was in Haiti, and
Oh
that
wow.
was just an absolute dream of a shoot. So intense and wild beauty and really major suffering. Anyway, so that was a shot in Haiti. God, I wonder if Instagram would be better to go to. Probably because that's got my more
As
recent
far
stuff.
as branding,
Yeah. Well, just as far as the work that I've done.
yeah, probably
Okay.
Instagram best. But
Well, I
then,
think the stuff is amazing. By the way,
Oh,
my dad
thanks.
is a photographer for 50 years, and
mhm.
his idea of a day off was to get up early and hike for 3 hours so he could get a picture of the sun coming up. So there's a passion with photography that has been instilled that I've learned my whole life because of my father, and so I understand it's all about capturing the moment. Your job is to capture the moment, and that is
Yeah.
a lot harder than it sounds.
Yes. So true. So true.
Well, let's check out your. I'm going to download this and I'm going to see. I'll see if I can show this.
So that was a shoot that we did on a rooftop in downtown LA. And then that was another shoot for another brand, and that was done in some local studios nearby. And this was for a PR company, actually for a magazine, and it was to really communicate who she is.
Wow, it's so it's so real. Like it's something that cannot be done with 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 AI or with like this is just raw. It's real. People relate with it. It makes people want something like it makes them dream about a life that maybe they don't have, but they've always wanted or something.
Yeah.
It creates dreams. It creates goals and ideas. Is amazing.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, and every time I actually see this video, it really hits me because I love what I do so much. I've been doing it since I was 17 years old, and I'm very, very blessed to have found something that brings me the fulfillment and joy that it has.
Yeah. Well, it shows in your work.
Oh, good.
So if I was a if I was a brand or if I was somebody that was trying to use your services to build brand because branding isn't just selling on Amazon. Branding is everything. You are
Yeah.
always selling your brand every time you have a discussion, every time you leave the house, every time you do anything professionally or otherwise. You are building your brand, your reputation. And so, what would that look like? Let's say somebody was trying to do some. What was the typical steps? That how much would a package be? What would be the onboarding like? What would that look like?
Sure. Well, first of all, we'd want to figure out what they want to communicate and whose attention they want to get. So
Okay.
first we figure that out. Then we put together a mood board and inspiration and examples. Laura's great at putting together all of that and scheduling, so we know exactly when, where, and what we're going to be doing. I,
Let me stop. Let me ask you a question just to try
Mhm.
to extract some more data from you. So, okay, I'm gonna give you an example. Let's say I'm a musician. So I don't know if you see there's a guitar back there.
Yes, I
Yes.
saw
So
that.
let's say I'm a musician. I'm a bass player, and I'm doing a band. We're just starting to get some publicity. We're trying to kind of position ourselves. And so you guys are going to make a mood board. What would be in this mood board? Like how would people better understand that?
Yeah, that's a great question. I think we'd want to figure out who your target audience is and what the vibe of that target audience is. So if it was light and fun, we'd do more light and fun photos. If it was more grungy and gritty, we'd go down that road. So I'd ask you to look at a million different images online, and maybe we'd even start to send over a handful of images. Do you like this or do you like this? To kind of narrow down what we want to do for the shoot as far as location, wardrobe, lighting, everything. So then we'd narrow it down, and then we'd put together a handful of images that kind of reflect what we want to communicate in the shoot. And then we'd have a specific shot list that we were going to do. Typically, we veer a little bit off of the shot list because there's last minute inspiration or we get cool ideas,
Sure.
but we have kind of a base that we go with and figure out which images are the must-haves to
Right.
get. And then if we do a full day shoot is starts at 3,200 and a
Okay.
half day shoot is 1,600. And there's all kinds of additions as far as putting in someone that helps them with their social media,
Hmm.
image consultants, renting wardrobe, renting a location. But that's kind of the baseline.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
Yeah. I think one of the things you were mentioning is that I think the first point is that they understand what branding is. First of all, they're like, "Hey,
Yep.
what is branding?" So we have a consultant that sits with them. If the person's completely new, so if we're like, "Hey, we've never done photos, never done professional photos. We wanna really, we need things for we also find out what do they need these things for? Is it social media? Is it just website? Is it so generally when someone wants to do a branding shoot, they want to collect many, whether it's like images, different styles. So some people want to, they'll want to do lifestyle. Sometimes they want to do something for their company. So for a musician, depends if it's just one person or several, but generally we want to nail down. We want to make sure that we understand their vision and where they're going. So normally someone will sit with them one on one and figure that out. And once they have that, then they go into actually the deliverables. But the idea with branding is to really give them a full um what would you say, images and whatever basically they're going to be needing for all their social platforms. So that's why they would basically do a full day because then they don't have to be like you were saying. Okay, one of the things about stock images and you can collect lots of images, right? But when you do a full branding shoot for 8 hours, you will have more than
Plenty of
plenty
content. Yeah.
of content to put together for, depends how fast you go through it, maybe a few months, some people 6 months. It just depends how fast. But
Yeah, absolutely. It's interesting too because you work with people who are experts in this or experts in that, but a lot of times they're not experts in branding. They're not experts in
Yes.
marketing, but they're
yeah,
they're an expert musician or a good actor or they are a CEO, and so it's kind of our job to kind of get them to communicate what they are trying to accomplish, and then kind of give them kind of step by step to kind of help them find out or help them tell you what they're looking for so that you can deliver that for them.
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Well, that is amazing. I was looking at your Instagram while you were telling me, and I think I used to be a web developer, so I would make it so your Instagram feed is showing on your website because your Instagram feed is amazing.
Oh,
So
thank you.
yeah, lots of great content in here, and like you could tell like the emotion and the power of these images is it's incredible. You get what you pay for.
Oh, appreciate that.
Yeah,
Yeah, and I just love my clients and subjects so much. I was photographing eye surgeons yesterday, and eye surgeons, believe it or not, aren't amazing in front of the camera. Their whole life is all about helping people with their eyes, and
sure.
they just wanted to get back to surgery, and they were very, very nice. But I was trying to get them to come out of their shell a little bit. And so, you know, just loving my subjects so much, I think helps a lot to bring them out of their shell a little bit.
Absolutely. I mean, they have a job that is unique but you know what they have branding. They have
Yes.
they need somebody to make what they do look good, and
Yeah.
that is your job. Your job is to yeah, that's a job that I don't think I could do,
Yeah.
but
Yes.
these are great pictures, and
Yeah.
every one of these you can. So I would get a plugin for your website that basically cascades your imagery, and it also will constantly update with
Nice.
in real time as you add images, which would make it so that you don't have to update in two places. So this
Yeah.
could be kind of like a photo wall, but because your content is so good, that's the only reason that I mentioned that is it's great. It's great content.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. That's one of the million things that my amazing, beautiful wife will have to tackle because immediately I'm like, that sounds like something that would be more her hat. And I love
Yeah.
the idea.
Yes.
Yes, yes, yes. Well, I I think that what you guys do is amazing. The quality speaks for itself, and I think that your onboarding, everything you're doing, your purpose is something that could benefit a lot of brands. So I'll post the Instagram. I'll post a link to your website. Do you guys have like any sort of like a if somebody wanted to get a hold of you, is there a link or something like that that I could give to people?
My website would probably be best, right?
Generally, I mean, I have a link, but I could send it to you. It's
Okay.
uh, that I've been using. It's basically his contact. I mean, if you put our contact form on his website, that's best because the link I just started is with Go High Level. I'm
Yeah.
restructuring all our information to also make it very automatic.
Yep.
So I have a link on Go High Level that I can send to you. But
I love it. I love it.
uh,
We use Go High Level at Bullseye Sellers where I work, and it is fantastic. So I understand it very well. Please send that to me. I'll go ahead and put this together in a way that people can see what you guys are doing, and they can get a hold of you. And I hope this brings you guys a lot of business. And I hope we see more photography than rendering in the future.
me
Yes.
too.
Amen.
Me
Amen.
too.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Well, thank you guys for taking the time, and yeah, thank you very much.
Yeah,
Yeah.
thanks so much
Thank
for
you.
having us.
Appreciate it. Thanks a lot.